Yo, what is going on? It is Monday, March 2nd, 4:57 p.m. Another day of no entry. A lot of eval possibilities today, but the day after the war. Let's get into today. I'm gonna keep it really short and simple. I don't want to start rambling, and I don't want to start feeling like how I have before about getting into my feelings, like when I don't enter. So yeah, let's just talk about it, man. So coming into the day, I did have a decently bearish bias. The only thing that I could see for bullish playing out was that we were SMT'd inside of this hourly gap, as to where we also had an SMT. We had the internal and external. Right, we had the external SMT, I believe. No, just the internal SMT. Right. Yep. Okay, just this internal SMT right here with the 858 low, inside of this hourly gap with the 15-minute above. And all of this LRL and midnight and all of these high time frame draws left above. However, it was the news of the war came out and all of that, so I was still leaning a bit bearish. Just wanted to see how it played out. Now the thing here, why I didn't get an entry right here, is right here because not keen on taking 9:30 open. I would have had to enter right after the 9:30 open candle. Rather wait until after, and rather wait until like a 9:33, 9:34 time, so that making sure that in solidifying this isn't just a Judas swing higher, and that we were just gonna bounce off of this 15-minute, react off of it, and then trend lower to this London low and the sell side resting below this prior month's low as well. Oh no, like we already said monthly low. Just this low over here from London and all of that, and all of these other monthly lows. So yeah, that's why I didn't take that right off open. I know Ali took that. He's always taking that open thing. I'm not super keen on it, but this would have been a beautiful fucking setup just to this high, and 931 ended up taking out all of that. We then had this 4 hour above, but no 1 minute retrace to get my entrance. Then right here, this is definitely an entry right here, but let's talk about why I did not enter on this trade right here. Would have just been taking my 1-to-1 break even at Asia high. Stops right here. Why didn't I take this trade? We had an SMT with this high where ES had already ran up and took that high. Let's get into here so we can see a little bit better. So ES had came up, and as you can see on this candle right here, ES created this SMT, and then we had opened up this 5 minute below. So in my mind, right, yes, the Asia high drawn liquidity is stronger than this 5 minute in this SMT. Ideally it is, yes. However, there's too much bearish reasoning behind it. You know, I would have wanted something like we get an entry maybe off of this candle if we could have closed maybe up here, but just off of this alone, I'm not gonna seek an entry. Would have been stopped out 100%. I'm not going break even until we take that Asia high, and yeah, it would have been break even because I would have when break even was ES took it, so that would have been break even, right? So this was one possibility. Again, just the SMT in the 5 minute below. I 100% would have taken something if we had a reaction out of this 5 minute. Then right here with this data high play, so we had 10 a.m. news, ISM manufacturing. The displacement on this is perfect. We close above this high, perfect. We close above this body right here, creating this order block, perfect. Here's the problem I had with it. Data low, I wasn't worried about too much. I really wasn't. My whole purpose is to target unfilled draws on liquidity. Asia high was already taken and SMT'd. I don't want my break even or my TP SMT'd when I'm taking these discretionary entries. That's it. That's all that I don't want. I want the reasoning. Right here we had obviously news come out, deliver us lower, and we had a massive candle to the upside. We closed above all of these highs, leaving the break of structure. We had this order block get formed that we could have used for resistance. And I believe in here there had to have been like a 30-second possibly of some sort. We inverted this 1 minute gap strongly to the upside finally. We had these inverses right here. And also just another thing on top of this already being SMT'd, data low was equal load. It still hasn't even gotten taken yet. And then we chopped around a bit. This is definitely 100% an eval play because, sorry, at 10:14 is when ES came and ES filled NWOG. Now it is 10:41, so about 30 minutes later almost. And we get this beautiful displacement to the upside, bouncing off of this 5 minute. 5 minute right here. So we're rejecting out of this 5 minute. We formed this as an order block. We had this full move as an order block, which to me now is beautiful to see because we are clearly displacing to the upside where we formed this 5 minute order block. This was also considered the 5 minute order block. But yeah, we were just respecting all of these bullish PD arrays. And then we had the respect of this IFVG, bullish candle closure out of it. Strong drawn liquidity above in NWOG. And this is, again, an eval play. Why? Because the drawn liquidity was already filled. So that's why I did not take an entrance today. And then as far as anything goes, nothing really IFVG-wise in here. We didn't get to this 5 minute play. I know Blake took a 30-second off of this NWOG or something SMT. I don't know if it was Asia High. I think he took something off this NWOG getting filled. He took a 30-second inverse to the downside, targeting a 5 minute gap, which was like right here, I want to say. Let me see. Oh shit, I'm too far back. I don't even know what 5 minute gap he took. He probably didn't take something off of NWOG then. Yeah, I doubt he took something off of NWOG. I know he took something targeting a 5 minute gap. Maybe it was like, it looked like that though. Like it genuinely looked like this. It was a 30-second play, so I can't see it. But it was something like that to target this 5 minute. Maybe it was this. Like this getting inversed. No, it can't have been. I think it was like this. It was right up here. I don't know where the fuck that SMT was though. Oh well, that's his. That's not me. Focus on my journey. But yeah, again, the whole goal is to target unfilled draws on liquidity, and everything had been filled. Therefore, it's not an entry. I am gonna research a little more as far as targeting unfilled draws like this, because NWOG is a super strong draw, which is why Ali said that he would be bullish just off of this candle alone and running all of this LRL with all of these bullish draws on liquidity above. Now, for me, I just would have taken these entries if they weren't SMT'd already. Again, I just want to see that displacement and reasoning behind that, respecting those bullish PD arrays, most likely order blocks, IFVGs, FVGs, displacing candles, breaker structures, CISDs, market structure shifts, shit like that. But the only two things that I don't want to see are lack of displacement and reasoning. More so that lack of displacement or lack of bullish / bearish order flow, whatever is my favor, and my break even or my TPB SMT'd. These, like I said, are eval plays, 100% eval plays because of the drawn liquidity. Now, what I will say is that NWOG not being filled, I think now what I'm going to start doing, even if it is filled on ES, it's just seen as a big ass imbalance. So NQ is going to go one fill it as well. So I'm going to start targeting NWOG when unfilled. But these Asia highs and London highs, I'm just going to sit off of them because, like I said right here, this would have been break even. Again, this was already SMT'd. It would have failed if I didn't go break even. You see what I'm saying? It's things such as that. So yeah, just going to implement that NWOG fill. And yeah, we live and we learn every single day. So peace, love, positivity.